Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast with the Digent Podcast Network. How's it going, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. I thank you, the worldwide aerialist family, for listening and keeping this podcast alive. This is the summer of 2026. We are in our 6th season and have a lot of great stuff coming up. Number one, coming into Houston in July. We're doing the Texas Aerial Gathering here in San Antonio in August. I'm hitting Dallas Circus Center December 5th and 6th, and then NECA, the New England Center for Circus Arts, in January again. If you are wanting to do an online course with me, I have Aerial Rehab, a comprehensive beginner to intermediate course, and a free mini course in case you want to just check out my style. Go to my website for that. Go to the show notes for all those links. And I'm so excited to be here, you guys. Let's get started. Oh, she wants the listeners to know that she's going to use her own money today to go buy a toy at the grocery store.
Oh, what are you going to buy?
She wants to know what you're going to buy.
I don't know.
We don't know, but it's got to be $5 because that's what she's got.
Don't know how much you're going to buy with $5
She's got $5
in this day and age, but
I know. It's like we're going to get a tiny little toy at the grocery store for $5. Used to be able to buy something for $1, but no longer. Emma, welcome to the show. If you could introduce yourself to the listeners, a little bit about you, your family, your aerial practice, and where you are in your life right now.
Yeah, sure. My name's Emma Cullinan, and I am an Australian currently living in northern Italy. I moved here 6 years ago. I have been dancing since the age of 7, and I'm 35, so a long time. And I started aerial about 14 years ago. So I've been doing it for quite a while, and then basically I opened my own studio this year, or September, like in this kind of school year. I opened my own studio here in Italy, which was quite an interesting feat in itself to do in another language, for sure. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I am currently 19 weeks pregnant, and yeah, just opened my own studio. So trying to balance it all together, and then we're currently like working on our end of year showcase, our first end of year showcase. So it's been a whirlwind, plus moving house. So I moved house this week as well. So it's been a couple of months of trying to move house.
Okay, so what brought you to Italy in the first place?
Well, originally, so it's kind of a bit of a story. So I worked in the Bahamas for a couple of years in a resort as an aerialist. And I met this girl there who would come every summer because her boyfriend was my boss, my chief of animation. And she would come every year, and then I got to know her, and then she asked me to be a classical dance teacher at her dance school here in Bassano del Grappa. So I'm an hour north of Venice. Really random place in the world.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, sure, I'll come for a year. Like the intention was to stay just a year and then go home. But then COVID hit, so I got stuck here because I'm from Perth originally, Perth, Western Australia. And Perth was closed for 2 years. So like they completely closed down their entire city. Like they didn't have a case of COVID or anything. So I got stuck here, and then I fell in love and I made a life for myself, and I'm still here. Learned the language.
Oh my God. So Italy gave you your life.
Yeah, exactly. It's given me a different kind of life. So, I found my Italian partner. So my baby is half Italian, half Australian. And
oh my God, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride for sure, because there's so many cultural differences between me, like my culture and the Italian culture, and then having a baby grow up in both of these will be really interesting. Also having it bilingual. Yeah, it will be an interesting kind of situation that is about to happen, I can say, with my mother-in-law as well. And just there's so many different things that happen in this culture that I'm not used to. Like the overbearing mother is actually a thing here. So yeah, like hopefully there's not anyone offended by that. But, Italian mothers are very, very full on. Like they love to be with their children, and they love to be, which is like, any mother, but it's just like, there's a kind of a limit. Like when you grow up as an adult.
Yeah. So they're super involved, is what you're saying.
Super involved. Whereas like I come from a culture where my mum taught me to be independent. You can say like, that kind of like, let's learn how to cook,
Yeah.
let's learn how to do this, let's learn how to do all of these life skills at quite an early age as well. So that's that's going to be really interesting having both of those influences.
Also, one of my besties, Rachel Bowman, is from Australia. Do you know Rachel?
Yeah, I don't know her personally, but I do know who she is. Yes.
Yeah. She's the one half of Womack and Bowman. She always says full on as well. You just said that. They're so full on. Is that an Australia thing? I don't know, because the only person who have ever said that to me is her and you.
It must be. There's so many little phrases that we have that I don't know. They come out of nowhere.
What'd you say, Bean?
What's your masculine feeling?
What's a what?
Your masculine feeling.
A masculine feeling? What does that mean, Bean?
Your masculine.
A muscular feeling? Oh my God, she was trying to talk about her abs and she threw up her shirt and she goes, ugh, and points to it. What else does she say a lot? She uses the word brekkie instead of breakfast.
Yeah, brekkie, arvo. Have you heard of arvo?
What's that?
Afternoon. I'll see you in the arvo.
Oh, I'm like avocado? What?
Arvo or heaps. Maybe you've heard the word heaps.
Heaps like lots of? Heaps of? Is that what it
something.
means?
Yeah, heaps of something is a very big, like, Australian term.
Oh my God, this is so funny. My first experience in Australia, I was on tour with with Motley Crue, the rock band. Mm-hmm. And so my experience of Australia is very weird because like I had like two weird experiences like within a weird experience, like a not normal experience. My trip was there. Anyways, so you now are in Italy.
Yes.
You learned Italian?
Yeah, I loved the language. I knew a few words before I came, but like really, really basic. I knew how to say the days of the week and some colours, but I had to learn it because I work with Italians on a daily basis, and then I work only with Italians. Basically, I don't really work with English speakers. I have English speaking friends, but I don't work with English speakers. So I had to learn it, and then with COVID, I was locked up in my in-laws' house for 3 months. So I just started dating Marco, my partner, and she had invited me.
So you moved in quick.
It went pretty quick, pretty quickly, like together, because I'd arrived in the September. We started dating in the October, and then COVID had hit in the February, basically. And then the plan was to kind of stay because everyone thought it was going to be 2 weeks because Italy was one of the first countries hit. So we thought it was going to be 2 weeks. No one really knew this consequence. And I spent 3 months in their house and they don't speak a word of English. So it was a very interesting experience. And that's where I started to learn Italian with them. And then I started working with children, like small children, doing babysitting. So during COVID, we couldn't really dance. We were doing online lessons through Zoom and stuff. And I was just babysitting. So I learned a lot from children, like how to speak. And now I'm running a business, so I can get by.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Okay, so how big is this town that you live in, that you own a studio in? Like, if you were to compare it to an American city or an Australian city?
I want to say it's like there's about 100,000 people in the surrounding suburbs and stuff. So it's not huge. It's pretty small.
I can't get the feel of this. Like, is the city walkable at all?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go from one side to the other, it's like literally a small town, but then people live around like the outskirts of this town, and that's where the majority of the population kind of comes out of. So there's little councils and things. I'm just trying to think, like, it wouldn't be any close to a city. It would be close to like the city that I was born in, which is Ballarat, which is outside of Melbourne.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like that, where everybody knows everybody. So you have to be really careful. It's one of those kind of places.
Okay, so I'm assuming that your aerial studio is the only one.
Well, I pioneered it in this area. I pioneered it in this area 6 years ago because when I came here, I didn't have my license and I didn't have my car. So I have my license in Australia, but I couldn't use it here. So I was trying to find an aerial school. Like, I just wanted to go back and train, and I couldn't find anything that was in any distance. That was maybe an hour and 15 on the train. It was really far away. And I thought, okay, that's not really practical. And also the classes were super late at night, which meant that I couldn't get a train back. And so...
But so are there studios in Venice?
Yeah, there's studios in Venice. Exactly. There's studios in Venice.
Okay.
There's some in other towns like Padova, which is like an hour away from here. But that's sort of by bus as well. Like there's no train down there. So it was really hard to kind of find a place. So I ended up buying just a little rig, like an like an X-pole A-frame. Don't know if you know that brand.
Yes.
Yeah, I just bought one of those. It's like 3.5 meters. Literally, it's really short. But I wanted to get back into training. And then as I started training, some girls at the dance school had seen me train inside, and they asked me to do private lessons. And so it started to kind of pick up from there. And I started doing it with this little frame inside of this dance school, and then I became, because I was lifting this frame in and out, like it's a 30-kilo frame. I would bring it down to its like minimum range, walk it into the studio, walk it back out again, and then build it all the way back up again every single time. And I was doing that for like 20 privates a week, and it was just so much. And I was like,
"Ooh, that is a setup."
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm dying under the weight of this thing. So I put in a little structure inside this studio that I paid for and invested in. And then because it was only 3.5 meters, it's really hard to find a height here. I don't know why, but it's just really hard to find anything with height. So after a couple of years being inside of there, so I've been teaching aerial here for 4 years now. After 2 years inside of there, all of my students were arriving at a level where like we couldn't do anything anymore. Like they were going too high. And I was like, okay, girls, you have to come down a little bit to do that trick. Or you need to, like, if you had more space, we wouldn't be rolling on the floor to get out of this drop. Like, we couldn't do any more drops. Let's get on the floor and roll out of it. And I was like, this is ridiculous. So I spent a good part of last year trying to find a location, and it's a little bit out of town, but it's worked out perfectly because there's a parking and everything, which a lot of places don't have. It's 6 meters. So I found a place that's 6 meters at the back. It's inclined. So there's 6 meters at the back and 5.5 at the front.
That's 6 times 3 feet. So it's like 18 feet.
Yeah. Again, it's not huge, but it's double the height that we were working at before. And so I put in a big truss, a massive truss structure inside. And then so now we've gone from being with 4 silks to now working with 8 silks, and we have 5 pulley systems in there as well. So I work with hoop and also hammock aerial sleeve.
Oh, that's awesome. And then my friend Rachel also says massive all the time, as you just did. It's a massive truss. Oh, Bean, careful. Oh my gosh, this child, she wants to be right next to me. So you're pregnant with your first?
Yeah, with my first, yes.
So you will be experiencing what I'm experiencing with her in many years from now. She's 6. Mm-hmm. But, okay, so was this a planned pregnancy?
Yes and no. So we were like, okay, let's give it a go, and didn't realize it would happen so quickly. It was one of those like, okay, let's start trying, not expecting it to be like first time, okay, we're pregnant kind of thing.
Okay, how old are you now?
I'm 35.
35. Oh, just at that cusp of quote unquote geriatric pregnancy. Do they call it that there?
They have me, well? I was 34 when I got pregnant.
Oh, so you just missed all that.
I turned 35 last month. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm not in that late age of geriatric pregnancy, but also
you just missed it. You just missed it.
Yeah, but in Italy, women get pregnant a lot later in life anyway. Like it's a kind of a trend.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I feel like what, Bean?
I'm trying to.
Oh, I see. In the cities, like it is just people are just having children so much later. And then, in my hometown that I grew up in, they're still having kids in their 20s. I'm like, well, somebody's got to do it. I didn't.
I guess so.
I had her when I was 41.
I think Italians are so, the 41s decent from like as an age. I don't know if I could do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I could do it later on. I'm already like the tiredness that I've had in the last like 4 months has been insane. Has been so insane.
Wait, how many weeks are you right
19.
now? 19.
So it's like almost 5 months.
19 weeks. Almost 5 months pregnant. So you have been very fatigued. Is this what you're saying to me?
Yeah. I'm one of those really, really lucky women that didn't have any nausea. I literally didn't feel anything. I'm so lucky.
So lucky.
Super lucky, because all the people that I've spoken to and heard about, they just talk about that nausea. I'm really, really lucky. I didn't have any of that. I've remained active. I'm still teaching. I'm not doing any inversions, but I am still teaching full out, basically, or rolling on the floor with silks wrapped around me. But then, so I just have that tiredness. But again, I've moved house. Like there's so many other things happening in the background that potentially have caused.
So you moved because were you just moving out of your in-laws, or was that you're just moving from a house that was yours to another house?
We were moving from an apartment, like a 1-bedroom apartment, and we've just moved into an actual house. Got it. Yeah, a house with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a garden, like an actual house. So,
is it expensive to live there?
Not in my city. But if you go to a touristy location like Verona, Venice, Florence, those kind of places, absolutely, it's expensive.
Would it be comparable to like a New York City or less?
Less, like
to
way
live in
less.
Venice or something.
Yeah,
less,
way less. Like
way less.
Yeah, way less. Like maybe Verona or Milan might be compared to more like to a New York City, but again, like rent's nothing. Basically, you get paid monthly here, but then also the wages are quite basic. They're not huge wages, you can say. Like,
right. So like the everything's relative. You're making less, you're spending less.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, so interesting. You know, Venice is kind of on my list to potentially put up a workshop.
Okay.
I think that people would love to. I've never been there myself. I'll be picking your brain up on this many weeks and months from now, Emma Louise. You just don't know it yet. Okay, so your pregnancy has been not throw-uppy, but very fatiguing.
Yeah.
Are you moving? Are you training in the gym? Like, how much are you training, even though you're not doing inversions?
To be honest, I'm not really training at all. Like, I've been very, very lazy, to be honest.
And is it because you just don't? You're like, no, it doesn't feel right, or I'm tired.
Yeah, exactly. It's more I'm tired. Like, I just can't. Like, I have to get through 30 hours of teaching a week, where.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of teaching.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got a lot of courses, a lot of people, a lot of private lessons and things that I'm just like, I can't do anything for myself right now. I'm just giving all of my energy to everybody else, basically.
I would feel the exact same way. Are you demoing in your privates and your classes?
Some things I am demoing. It depends on the person, actually. Like it's more
yes, of course,
depending on the group and the people. But there are some courses that I have some assistants, and I get them to demonstrate while I explain. So I'm doing a full explanation while they're in the air, and I'm getting them, even if they're just from the ground up, like I'm just getting them to do it. I'm explaining it step by step, and then they seem to be getting it. Like my students seem to be getting it, so it seems like it's working at the moment, and it's probably like a good change for me. It's been really good to take a step back, because I am a person that just keeps going and I keep going and I keep going and I push and I push. But it's been nice to have a different teaching style, because I've always demonstrated. And I think that's mainly from my language perspective, because I didn't have the language to be able to explain it. So I have to demonstrate.
Yes, because you're right. Yeah, if I had to teach another language, I would 100% be demoing way more than I am now. Like now, I barely demo. And the other teacher, do you know the name Dara Menken?
Yes.
She, Ariel.design on Instagram. She's my coworker.
Yes.
We're in the same studio
awesome.
now.
I have her book.
I teach at her studio now, because I moved from LA. I was at Womack and Bowman for 9 years, and then I moved to San Antonio, Texas, and then she owns the studio. So I kind of knew where I was going. I was like, Dara, can I be with you? And she said yes. So I'm with her. She's my what do we call it? When she's like the one person in my place that I can really learn from and
like
get
a
challenged
mentor,
by, which is
like
great.
a mentor.
I mean, I feel like we're more equals, but it's really wonderful to have somebody to bounce ideas off of. Now, I'm bringing this up because the aerialists that I've talked to who are in your position, who start an aerial studio in kind of like an aerial desert. It's what I call an aerial desert. How exactly do you do it? Like, are you having to train students to be your potential staff? Do you have staff? Like, how did you do it?
So I was really lucky. I had one girl who was working with me for a couple of years, who came up from Napoli. She'd been kind of like traveling up and then fixed herself up here for a couple of years. And we were really great. We were like sounding boards for each other. And unfortunately, like 8 days before I was meant to open last year, she got offered a contract in Florence. And so she left me to go because it was like a working contract. So she was doing like the aerial as her second job, and her first job is an actual like teacher at school. So she got offered a contract in Florence, and she left me. But she was my sounding board, and we used to do things together. But then again, I had more experience than her, so it's been difficult at times because I don't know where to turn to. Here especially, like there are some people that are really awesome outside of where I am and really far from where I am. So it's been, and then also like I want to soundboard with people who speak English because sometimes it's, in another language.
I can imagine.
It's exhausting. I just want to be around English speakers sometimes. So it's been a very, that's been an interesting kind of, I've been using online tools more than anything, like trying to be a part of different groups. Like I did Jill's for like one of her training sessions, and I plan to do the second training session in person, but I'm pregnant now, so I can't do that session.
Right. Jill Franklin.
Yeah, Jill Franklin, exactly. And just like trying to find those kind of outlets online, if I can, to help, basically.
Are you also, do you do Silk Stars?
I am part of Silk Stars, yes.
Yeah, Silk Stars is awesome.
Yeah, I've been a part of them for like 4 years, so that's been really great.
That like advanced level of choreography being taught correctly versus just like seeing it on Instagram or something like that. That's great.
It just gives me inspiration, like when I'm trying to work out what to do, like where, like to even just to start, like I find I'll see like a pose or like a pathway that I like, and I'm like, okay, I'll start with that and then improvise from there, like, and see what happens and what I can add. And it's been a good tool for me to, absolutely to give me like choreography and give me inspiration.
Yes. Absolutely. Do you have like, if you're not feeling well, do you have somebody sub your classes?
Kind of. So,
yeah, how does that work out?
So I have a bunch of girls that I can kind of call on, but they're all very much beginners still. Like they're in that kind of very beginners. One or two are in an intermediate level. No one's in an advanced level. So it's mainly just suck it up and go to work kind of thing. So just get some vitamins in you. I had a really bad hit of vertigo last year, and this is before I got pregnant, and it was hard because I had to kind of sit out and watch, and like the girl, but everyone, my village came together and they helped me out, so that was good.
Wow. Yeah. The suck it up and go to work, I think that's what I imagine is happening, because 30 classes a week and then you're doing the admin on top of it, and then you're closing, you're opening, like the actual, do you have somebody coming in to help you clean the studio and stuff like that?
So I'm doing everything.
Emma!
I know, I'm doing absolutely everything.
Oh my God.
It's just because it's the first year, so I'm hopefully, as working out like financially and everything, because firstly I didn't know what the heating bill was going to be like over the winter.
Oh, what was that like?
Better than I thought, better than I expected. But there are times when it's like if I say like -8 degrees, but I'm talking Celsius, I'm not talking Fahrenheit. Like it was kind of cold, really, really cold in the winter this year. And because we're in my studio is kind of in the middle of some fields, there's no heat there. So there were times where I would have to go in an hour and a half earlier just to turn the heater on, because like on a Monday morning, for example, after the weekend, I'd have to get in there to turn the heating on. So eventually I'd like everything on Wi-Fi, turn them on from home. But at the moment I have to do everything manually. I'm cleaning the studio, I'm doing admin, I'm teaching. It's full on.
It's full on, the Aussie says. And you're speaking in a second language and you're pregnant. Wow.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why I'm tired.
Maybe that's why I think we figured it out, Emma. I think that's why you're tired. Oh my God. Wow. Like sometimes somebody has to like put it all down. Like, oh, I see, Bean. Somebody has to like lay it all down. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I'm tired. Because somebody said to me recently, so they're like, so you do this and this and this and you have 3 podcasts, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh yeah, that's really tiring sounding. What was I thinking?
Exactly.
But it's because there's a good reason for everything that you're doing. I'm sure you feel the same way. It's like A plus B equals C. You can't stop doing one element of it because all of it has to come together.
Exactly. Like you can't just let one of the balls drop, because then all of the balls drop. Like
right.
it's one of those kind of situations. So yeah, it's full. And then now we're doing our end of year concert. So there's all that, the costumes and all that kind of stuff just to organize as well.
Yeah. So it's been how long since you've opened the studio?
Since September. So we're in September,
since
October,
September.
November, December, January, February, March. 8 months.
Is it difficult to get people to try classes there?
No, because there's still a trend. It's still
okay,
relatively
so you're trending,
new.
which is good.
The fitness industry in Italy is really far behind. Like they're really far behind. And so area is only just becoming accessible for your regular average Joe now, basically. Like it's always been one of those things that it was only like a very select kind of people would be able to do it, and then you could only go to a circus school. Whereas now, like it's being accessible for everybody, and I'm trying to make it accessible for everybody from the way that I teach. I have like a little curriculum that I kind of follow, and everybody within 3 to 4 months is climbing to the top of a silk because of the way that I teach and the way that we build our strength slowly, but it happens.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of, you know what, recently I've been telling my students that I can kind of see silks and lyra and all that, not lyra as much, silks and anything you have to climb, as synchronized swimming. So you come into your first synchronized swimming class. I've never synchronized swam in my life, but what I can imagine is you get there, and if you can't actually swim, you can't do any synchronized swimming. You have to swim first.
Exactly.
So with silks, you have to climb before you do anything else, and you have to climb well.
Yes.
You have to climb like it's comfortable, right?
Exactly.
So I feel like people mostly stick with it. Of course, you get the people who don't ever show up again because maybe they had an expectation to do poses and cute stuff for Instagram. Yes. But yeah, I just don't care about that.
No, it's true.
And I can say that because I'm not an owner. I'm not an owner. I don't have to worry about the PR. I can be a coach.
Yeah,
where you have to be all of it.
Yeah. But I'm a very encouraging person, so I try and keep people satisfied, but satisfied in a way that's like safe. So safety is my number one priority, obviously. And yeah, and I it's funny because the kids know when they're not safe, because my voice changes. I go from a very nice kind of pleasant, always encouraging, and I just go slam, and I slam them down. I change my voice, and I just start yelling, but in a way that's defiant, to say, stop, you need to listen to me now, kind of voice. Yes. From my mother. She taught me that when I was a kid.
Wait, how many kids classes a week do you teach?
I teach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids classes a week.
Okay, listen, you are a saint on earth. I teach 1 kids class a week, and it's the hardest hour of my week by far.
I really love kids. Like I really love them. Especially there's a certain age that I really particularly enjoy. I really love little ones.
What is that age? The little, like 5 years old?
Yeah, I love like 4 to 7. Those kids.
Oh my God, you are a odd special bird for that, because let me tell you, I have my own child. She's 6. I love her. I love her more than anything in the world. Children of other people? No, thank you. And if you're listening to me right now and I teach your children, it's because I love them enough to do it. But I don't really love other people's kids.
It's interesting because it's funny because in my 20s, people told me, "Oh, you'll be a teacher," and I was like, "I'll never be a teacher. I'll never teach young children," and it's become part of my existence. Like for 4 years, I worked in a kindergarten from kids were 3 to 6 years old, all in the same class, teaching them English and teaching them sport. And I just found this patience that I didn't even know it was inside of me.
Oh my God, you must have. Can I go back and ask you what aerial job did you do in the Bahamas for so long?
I was one of their residential aerialists. So they had a flying trapeze rig. Like a massive.
Was this at a resort?
Yeah, a resort. Exactly.
What resort was it?
Viva Wyndham, and it was on the Grand Bahama Island, which is just off the coast of
Oh, so it's a Wyndham. So I did a bunch of gigs in Nassau at what's the big resort there that everybody knows? Atlantis, yeah. I did, and it was just like independent contractor stuff. Like my friend had the gig. My girlfriend had the gig. We would go in, and this is before I was an aerialist. We would go in and go dance and at the club, and we would do performances in the Grand Ballroom for some of their events. But I think I went 9 times.
Awesome. That would be so cool to go to
I think I went 9 times. Yeah, so we did that gig, and then she met somebody there, and now she lives there, and she runs her own dance studio in Nassau.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, so you're the second person, you're like, oh, I was like, oh, maybe she's worked with my friend.
No,
it's not that big of a place.
I was working for a chain. I was working for Viva Wyndham as a chain, and they randomly, I applied online for this company called Go Contracts. And they were like an international online company that would send people all the way around the world. Like you could be an instructor, do yoga, you could be an entertainer, you could do anything. I just randomly applied, and I got offered a contract firstly got offered a contract in Mexico, and then I got offered a contract in the Bahamas. The Mexico one fell through because of visas and things, but the Bahamas one was easier. So I ended up going to the Bahamas, and I went there for my first contract, which was 6 months. Then I came back. I was 3 months at home, and I was like, nah, I want to go back. So I went back and I stayed. In total, I did 20 months. So I did almost 2 years there. We performed every night of the week. I did 1 aerial show a week.
Wow.
Yeah. So you wouldn't perform on your day off. So I think I counted roughly, I did 490 shows or something when I was there. And
what were you doing, a silks act?
I was dancing as well. So I was a dancer and aerial. And so for my first contract, I did triple trapeze, silk, and double lyra. Plus
nice.
Learned how to fly, which I'd never flown in my life. I learned how to fly without cords. So that's called flying trapeze. It was terrifying. I can tell you, in 6 weeks, I did my first fly show. Which was incredible.
Wow.
I can't tell you that the kind of anxiety and that the distance between, or the amount of time that you were on the trapeze to when you were caught was 8 seconds, maybe 8 seconds. I can tell you that my hands, the magnesium that I would have on my hands and the resin would just have melted off in the 8 seconds because
oh no,
so hot, and I was so stressed. Just melt off my arms. And the catcher was like, Emma, did you put anything on your hands? I was like, yes, I put so much. They were white down to my elbows, and I still every time it melted.
Oh my God.
But that was a very interesting, and we used to do that once a week. So we did that once a week for 3 or 4 months until the monsoon season came through, and then it became too wet and you couldn't do anything about it. So then my second contract, when I went back to the second contract, I was an entertainer and still doing aerial, and then I became choreographer of the resort.
Ah, okay. So, and then you met your friend there,
Yeah, exactly.
and then you moved to Italy. Oh God, this is great. You actually have managed to do a lot of traveling in your career, which is amazing.
Yeah, I first saw Ariel. Well, the very first time I saw Ariel was on a cruise ship. So I worked on a cruise ship just out of dance school, and I was
Okay.
an entertainer, but I was like the only white girl on the whole ship. So I had these
What what cruise?
Star Cruises. It's a an
I
Asian
have no
cruise
idea.
line. That's a Chinese cruise line.
Oh, got
I was
it.
the only white person rank and file, which means like under the officers. So I was,
Oh my God, you were like a minority. You were
I know
like,
I was 100% a minority, and it was the most eye-opening experience, like, and humbling experience as well, because there was 1,300 crew members, and so in the mess room to eat every time, people would just have their eyes on me, like they would just watch me and watch me
mm,
eat, and because half of them had never seen like
yeah,
a
yeah,
redhead before, like a
yeah, I'm
redhead, very,
sure.
very white human before. And everyone knew my name. Everyone knew my name. I had no idea except for my department, which was the entertainment department. I had no idea who anyone else's name was.
Oh my God, this is
And
amazing.
then they made these massive posters that said Emma from Australia all the way across. And yeah, it was
Were you also in a soloist role for Ariel?
So there I wasn't. No, I saw Ariel for the first time on the cruise ship, and then so when I went
Oh, you
back,
saw it. That's
yeah.
right.
So
That's
when
right.
I went back to Australia, I was like, "That's what I wanted. I want to learn how to do that." So then I found a studio close to my house, and I started Ariel. And that was many years ago.
Okay. Wow, I love this backstory, and not often do you find yourself as like such a minority. I'm used to it, but that's a completely different scenario. Let me ask you, what would be your advice to women out there who are kind of experiencing some of what you're experiencing? Either they're pregnant for the first time, or maybe they're a studio owner trying to make it. Give us some advice.
Yeah, I think you listen to your body would be my first advice. Like really listen to what you're feeling and what you're yeah, like don't push through because so it's easy to push through. Like it's easy to just keep going, but sometimes it's better just to take a step back. And I guess sometimes, like I just take the step, take the leap, because you don't know what's going to
Mm,
happen.
yeah.
I'm a person. I fully believe in living life to the fullest and just trying to see where every pathway goes because you never know what would happen. You never know who's going to offer you the next thing in the next pathway or the next opportunity. And without taking that step, you really don't know. Like even if you're afraid, like I'm afraid all the time. I'm always afraid. Like
Mm.
I am full of anxiety when it comes to certain things, and I'm always afraid, but I know that if I don't take that step, I don't know what could potentially lead to what it could be afterwards.
Oh, I love this advice. It's great advice. It's just you have to walk the path. People ask me all the time too, like, how do you start? Well, you just have to start, I think,
Yeah,
and then you kind of learn while you're doing it. There's no like I feel like the fear of starting is kind of worse than actually just like doing A, B, and C,
a hundred
and just
percent, 100%. There's so many times where like I have had anxiety, but I'm so impulsive as well that I just I just go for it, and then maybe pick
you
up the
just go
pieces
for it.
afterwards, and then I'm like, oops, maybe you should have done that. But most of the time, like I do analyze. I'm a very analytical person, and I will only take that massive
Mm.
step if I don't see too many cons to it. Like if I see, I'm like, okay, that sounds reasonable. Like I can see myself in that role, or I can see myself in that place. Then I go for it. If I'm like, I can't see myself there, maybe it's not for me. But anyway, you don't know. As I said, you don't know until you try.
Yeah, yeah. I love this. Emma, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing your story. I love just personally meeting Aerialists all over the world who maybe I'll one day meet you because I'll be in Venice at
Yes,
some
yes.
point. Who knows?
Come and say hi. It was so nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to my guests for carving out the time to be with me. If you would give me a review and smash that 5 stars, it really, really makes a huge difference in other people being able to find this podcast organically. So I thank you for that. Go to my show notes if you want to check the links out for anything, or if you'd like to sign up for any of my workshops coming up. I really appreciate you. If you'd like to be on this podcast, please DM me at CarrieWee1 on Instagram. I would love to highlight your story on this podcast. I want to get as many diverse stories as possible. All right, my friends, over and out. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast, now with the Digital Network.